My story is slightly, okay, let me get on with it actually. So, yes, I lead a team of people at BARC, which is roughly about 550 people on rolls, 1,200 people around the country, 19 odd offices, which does the television measurement of the country. When I'm saying television measurement, all the channels that you know, 24/7, minute by minute, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So it's an all-round 24/7 by 365 job. So what should I say? Okay, I was taught to be an engineer, then a manager. Wound myself up in the world of media quite some time back, print and then television, and gradually came into this field of analytics, basically, which is what I do at this moment. I never thought Marx will actually, I thought Marx, the whole context of Marx I have left behind when I have left institutes and universities, but it doesn't seem to leave me. Every week, we have, actors, politicians, television channel owners, advertising agencies, everybody is behind us to say Marx kya hai. So it is almost like Marx has never left me behind since the time I have left education, so to speak. So yes, we have the distinction of being the most hated people in the entertainment and media industry, because no matter what you do, there is always only one number one, and there are so many number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we create new number ones, and we are messengers of being new number ones and new number twos every week. So we have the distinction of being hated every week by multiple people. So that's what we are, but that's what our job is. So I'll just get on with the presentation. So I'll talk about the world of television and the world of audiovisual per se as we go along, and what we do and how we do, and give you some insights on some things maybe that you may not know, okay, as of today. So we've always been hearing, right, that television is dead, television is no more, digital is picking up, and television will die every other day, all that. But this is a surprise, that no matter whatever amount of noise that we see or hear on all this, much of that is untrue, right? Okay, so I was talking about television is dead. So it's far from dead is what I wanted to say. The fact is, no matter what it is, and I'll tell you, and I'll show this to you with numbers and figures, people love to watch television, and how much is what we will talk about. Some of these figures will surprise you. Yeah. In India today, 24,000 crores actually get funded into television business from just an advertising point of view. This is the number that will go to about 40,000, it's a very conservative number, by 2022, the way Indian television industry is growing. This is also reflective of the fact of the overall ecosystem that is growing. So when you take this number, translate it down to producers, directors, channel owners, all that gets covered into this number and backwards, So that's the kind of money that we actually try to influence while working with BARC, because a lot of things get dependent on these numbers that we put out every week. As they said, I think it was Drucker, he said, if you can't measure, you can't manage. So this is our only endeavor, is to measure so that you can manage. So that's the industry that we are in. Yeah. So this is the complexity of job. We have this. In India is this, right? It is one nation, but there are several markets. When we talk of markets, 17 to 18 language markets, so many states, so many union territories, so many languages, and this is the diversity that India is. And I'll continue talking about it as we go along. There are about 570 channels that we measure every minute of the day, around the week, around weeks, around the year, but we just put out every week. This is what we do. But this is the situation of TV penetration in the country. When we say TV is dead, TV is growing. Okay, so this is what I wanted to talk to you about. In 2004, the country was only about 83 million TV sets, yeah, TV homes rather. In about 2008, 106 million. So look at the way the country has been growing in the number of TV homes that it gets penetration. And even after all that, India is just about 64% penetrated in terms of TV homes. So there's roughly about 1/3 of the country is yet to be penetrated with TV homes. And look at the kind of growth that has come through. So, and a lot of penetration is still yet to happen in rural India. Urban India is well penetrated, but rural India, just see the numbers, is still not there, right? There's a huge amount of growth that is happening in the next few years on this part. We have put up the Gujarat figures as well. Again, from a penetration point of view, you can see the situation is no different. India has a lot to grow, and it is growing on the TV penetration side. So yes, internet is also greatly growing, and we'll talk about figures, but nothing compares to television as a medium in this country right now. How many in this room own a CRT TV set? You know what is a CRT? Those Dabba TVs, the tubular tube ones. How many in this room own a CRT TV set? Yeah? I can see 1, 2. Yeah? I can't see more than that. But this is was there a third? Okay. So this is the thing. I mean, people living in cities, any of us, we typically see those flat screens all over the place, and we think that's what the life is all about, or everybody owns a flat screen kind of TV. But surprise, surprise, India has 86% of television in this country are those old CRT Dabba TVs. Yeah? We all think from a point of view that what we see all around us, but that's not India. Travel a bit outside, and then you know what true India is. 86% of the country owns CRT TVs, and I think I have and even now when we think that, that CRTs don't get sold, go to Amazon right now, you will find 4,000 rupee sets that get sold, and that too at a EMI. Yeah, so CRT is very much there in the country, and it will be there for some time. When it comes to Gujarat, we have the figures here. It's the story is no different. Yeah, only okay, we'll talk about it later. Similarly, many people out here would think that India has a lot of multi-TV household, right? A couple of TVs at home. But this is the number that the total number of multi-TV households in the country is not more than 3-point-some%. It's only that. Only in places like, say, Punjab, you will find it goes to about 10%. Even Delhi is less than 10%. Bombay is very much lower, purely because of the size of homes and things like that. But India is a country loves to watch TV together, as a family TV together. We have done a study to figure that out, that India, the normal TV watching habit is with a family, and hence a lot of genres do not get watched as much on TV as much on personal devices like your iPads or phones and things like that. So that's the reality of the country, that India loves to watch TV together, no matter their economic situation, no matter the size of homes, but India does watch TV together as a family. Yeah, so how do we measure all this? It's a game between typically statistics and technology. To be honest with you, I will not get into too much of detail, but it's a huge technology game and a huge statistics game. That's what we play in our workplace. In terms of, as you know, this is a statistical measure beyond a point. In terms of the kind of panel, some of you are students of statistics out here. In terms of the panel, we are the largest panel in the world. Yeah, absolutely the largest panel in the world, and we are still growing. And no other country are anywhere near us in terms of the numbers that we are talking about. You guys may say that population of the country is also high, and it should be so, but look at China. It will give you some indication that how we are really, really the biggest panel in the world. In terms of technology, these are some numbers, but what it translates to is roughly we handle about 7.5 petabytes of data every year. Whereas, take a simple example that something you can relate to, Aadhaar today is about 4.5 petabyte. We are at 7.5 today, and 18 odd months we are going to about 24 petabytes of data. So that's the kind of data and the big data that we really use with machine learning and all that. As we see, over years that we have just in operations for about 3 years now in the end of this month, we see drama works, whichever part of the television that you look at, whether it's sports, whether it's entertainment, whether it's news, drama always works. This is on GECs. Some of you may know about it, some of you may not. Maha episodes always work, you know, when two sets of characters meet in some serials. Weddings always work. Jailbreaks, jails always work. Somebody being sent to prison always works. Kidnapping always works. You know, so for people who want to be story writers or script writers in future, keep this in mind. Yeah, it's a proven fact with numbers. So we are not just making it up. Yeah. Similarly, if you look at drama, even for example, this is news. Again, drama works. Whether it be Ram Rahim, whether it be, okay, let's not take the names, but any of these kind of things, whether it be some big actress's death, politician's death, like in Chennai, what happened. People watch television for 12 to 14 hours. Can you imagine? In Chennai. Tamil Nadu watches too much television in any case, but I'm just saying 12 to 14 hours just watching death of their leader. Similarly, I mean, any of these, you would see a huge spike in growth whenever these kind of things happen. So drama works. Even say, for example, in your own Gujarat, these are the kind of numbers, okay, that every day people tune into television. Just see the numbers. When I speak to some of my friends in Europe or even America, and they talk about some numbers, and when we talk about numbers, this just changes the whole paradigm. We were just recently talking about some software which works on your players, on your digital devices, and they said this kind of concurrent user number, like what happens to an IPL today and things like that, none of those SDKs work because it all crashes. Nobody has handled this kind of numbers in the world, the kind of numbers we generate. So just see the kind of numbers. As I was telling you, south of India watches a tremendous amount of television. Okay? We sometimes say they must be forgetting to switch it off, actually. So we don't know. But that's the kind of numbers it was. You can see the Gujarat number also. It's nothing less, 3 hours, 46 minutes on an average, which is nothing less, actually. So that's the kind of power television has today. For a Gujarati television, for example, Gujarati language television, a huge amount of the watchers coming from Maharashtra, and most of it will be Mumbai, which I don't think is a big surprise, to be honest. The surprise for us was in some other language, that the language which gets viewed most outside, not in the state that it belongs to, can you guess? Bhojpuri. Yeah, now when you think about it, it's quite intuitive, right? A lot of people move out of that state all around the country, and we know where all they have moved. From the numbers, we can tell you where all they have moved, actually. Of course, Gujarat's only Mr. Modi, who builds audiences and spikes audiences every time he's on screen, and it's a no-brainer these days. I am asked many a times who's the second or third from a political leader point of view. I won't answer. It can become controversial. So, but we have the numbers, okay? And of course, your own serials or your own soaps, which really hooks onto a lot of people. I'm sure you would be familiar with many of them. Yeah, but this is the kind of a funnel. India's population to who watches TV, to who has internet connection, to who has mobile internet connections, means smartphones, and so on and so forth. So these are the numbers that really dictate media in India, whether it be cinema, whether it be television, whether it be radio, everything dictates these numbers, that because you have to have get a handle on how to handle these people in which medium, right? Digital is the next big one, which obviously is booming in the country, and we are seeing a huge growth going forward, and that's the kind of number you will see in terms of monetization as we go forward. As per the last, I think, September 2017 TRAI numbers, India consumes about 1.8 GB per person, okay, in terms of data. Out of which, tell me, because the biggest consumption of data. sorry, 60% of that is videos. Out of videos, what would be the biggest consumption of videos? 55% of video consumption is porn. 45% is others. Out of that 45%, 80% would be Facebook and YouTube. So that's the kind of numbers that India consumes today. At the end, I mean, I would like to say that this is the way I envision the future, which is today we are talking about television separately, cinema separately, radio separately, and videos and all that in Hotstar or YouTube's. Gradually, as it goes forward, already it has started happening in some homes, the tube will not matter in terms of the internet or television cable or DTH and all that. The screens will not matter. What will matter is content. So whichever way you want to watch Coffee with Karan, for that matter, whether it is on your laptop, whether it is on your TV, whether it is on any other device, some more devices may come up by the time we finish a couple of years down the line. What matters is content, and that is what I think will make the bigger issue, rather than what is television, what is internet, what is radio, what is cinema, and all that. We spoke about stories that will dictate the future. That's the story. I think it's always the stories that matter, the content that matter. And we have a lot of big people from content side here. They will know that that's what matters after all. Thank you.